So, in thinking about whether alcohol works for social anxiety, the answer is a resounding yes. And in fact, a lot of people that I talk to are coming to the program, discuss how that's how they developed an alcohol problem because they have social anxiety disorder. And social anxiety disorder is kind of its own phenomenon. It's related to other anxiety disorders, but it is its own anxiety phenomenon as well. And if you think about it, a lot of times everybody hears what the symptoms are and they go, well, I got that, I got that, I got that. So it's feeling self conscious in social situations like a party. It's having crippling anxiety when you're the focus of attention. So, for example, if you have to make a presentation at work, if you have to make a speech at an event, if you have to put yourself out there. Also, for performers, have a lot of social anxiety, either musicians or even professional athletes sometimes. And so you can imagine that at events where alcohol is served, that a lot of folks who have to give a speech are going to make sure they have a few drinks before they go on stage, before they go to the lectern. And so it works temporarily. It's kind of like alcohol is like such a great short-term fix for a lot of problems, or a perceived fix, but then it comes back to bite you in the butt, because what happens is after those three drinks, your level of anxiety is manageable, so you're able to get through the presentation. Problem is, what if you overdid it a little bit and you start to be disinhibited, and you may start to tell a story? You'd be better off probably keeping it to yourself or telling in a smaller group. You may end up slurring your words slightly. You may come across as looking a little bit sloppy. And you have to be really careful to not overdo it. Um, a lot of folks who have social anxiety take medication for it, and the SSRIs work, the serotonin reuptake inhibitors. But then a lot of people take an as needed benzodiazepine as well. The classic is Xanax or alprazolam, which I really don't like, because it's also the most addicting because of its short acting nature and being highly potent. But it works great for this. And if so, people who take a small amount of alprazolam a few times a month for, let's say, presenting at work or going to a really high pressure meeting at work, that's all good. It's when you begin to rely on either something like a benzodiazepine or rely on a drink to get through a situation. But a lot of people go down that route of problem drinking because you go to a party, and my gosh, if you're 19 and you're going to a party and there's drinking and you feel very self-conscious and low self-esteem, I mean, that's a real setup for overdoing it. And clearly it happens, that kind of binge drinking happens a lot.
For expert support on medication-assisted treatment for alcohol use disorder, visit riahealth.com.